Hey, it's Lindsay, back for part 2 of sexual anatomy and physiology and sexual response. This time we're going to focus on the male body. Again, as I said, next week we'll talk much more about non-binary bodies and bodies that don't line up with social expectations. But for this purpose of this, we're going to talk about male bodies, being people who have penises that were born and assigned male at birth. So again, for the male sex organs, we talked about this with female sex organs. What are their purpose? Yes, of course, for reproduction, but again, for the most part, pleasure, right? When we talk about bodies, we use them for pleasure and sexuality. Here's a little video on talking about penises, sort of the overview of what's going on with the penis and sort of in growth and development. One of the things that comes up in that video that you might taken by surprise is they talk about circumcision. Circumcision is something that is pretty rare worldwide, but it's something that is very common in U.S. society. A lot of people don't realize this. So what's the story about circumcision? There's another video for you to watch to talk about sort of why does circumcision exist? What was the thing that got it started? Why do we continue to circumcise people today? Again, this is not to say that circumcision is good, bad, or otherwise. That's up to each individual and family to decide. But circumcision is a uniquely American thing, and it is something that is often done for religious purposes, even though for most Americans, it's done just because of social norm sort of stuff. There are lots of reasons why people are pro-circumcision and why people are anti-circumcision. Again, both of these sort of things are up to sort of each individual, so each penis haver or the person who makes the decisions about penises. Usually it's the parents. Most people don't get to make any decisions about circumcision because their parents make them for them. Basically, everything boils down to sort of the social reasons. For people who are pro-circumcision, it's often a perceived appearance sort of thing. They'll say, yeah, it looks weird if you're not circumcised. They might come up with medical reasons to sort of back that up, but for the most part, people do it because that's what we do in the United States. On the anti-circumcision side, people are like, yeah, no, that's weird. Why are we cutting up baby penises? We shouldn't do that, and we should give people a right to choose. And so for a lot of people, they are anti-circumcision because it's doing a non-consensual procedure on somebody's body, removing skin and tissue from their body without ever checking in with them and asking them. And for what? Just because it looks different. And so it's a bigger sort of perspective, and you'll see that in the videos there. Looking at sort of the side perspective of the male internal organs, lots of different things going on. One thing I always like to point out is the prostate. The prostate is something that people with penises have and people with vulvas don't have. The prostate is a very sensitive organ. It helps to aid in ejaculate and sperm production and other sort of things. It also happens to be a really sensitive organ. This is often what we call the male G-spot because it is so sensitive. I don't have a prostate, so I can't speak from experience, but for a lot of people, they say having your prostate tickled is like the best thing ever. So I like this first diagram because it gives us a really good perspective. How do you reach that prostate? Well, there's only one way to reach the prostate, right? And it's through the anus. You can do it with a finger, you can do it with a toy, you can do it with another penis. It depends on what you're going for. But oftentimes we have a lot of weird homophobia wrapped up in sort of prostate massage. And that's one of the things I would like to get rid of. Who you have sex with, it determines your sexuality and how you feel about that, not what you're doing. And so a lot of straight men avoid having their prostate stimulated because they think it's going to make them gay. No, that's not actually true. Being gay means you like other men. And if you don't like other men, then guess what? You're not gay. But that doesn't mean you can't like your prostate stimulated because it is such a sensitive organ. A lot of guys will self-stimulate their prostate through their anus or have their partner, maybe female partner, stimulate their prostate through their anus or have toys or other sort of things. And so, just putting it out there, guys, for one of your projects, you could do some prostate stimulation. See how you feel about that. Apparently, it feels really good. Again, I don't have a prostate, so I don't really know. The internal structure of the penis is also fascinating to me. A lot of people think of penises as just like this big dumb lump of skin on somebody's body, but actually the penis is much more sophisticated about that, and we should appreciate that. It's one of the only organs in the body that are built this way, and it's built from a very spongy material that when filled with blood becomes erect, and it when the blood flows out, it comes back to a spongy sort of thing. And so oftentimes we don't think about the sophisticated nature of the penis. And so I just like to look at this picture to appreciate that. Finally, our last diagram is looking at the internal structure of the testes. There's a lot going on in there. Again, we think of balls as just this big old lump of flesh, but they're actually pretty sophisticated and they got a lot of things going on. The next video that you should watch will be the sperm pathway. I really like to watch this video because to me it always blows my mind. When we think about sperm that are microscopic, you can't see them with the naked eye, how they develop in the testicles, how they make their way through the entirety of the body and then come out the penis, and they're only halfway there. They've only done half of their job because, again, sperm, even if you don't want to have babies, sperm's job is to go find an egg and make a baby, right? And so when somebody ejaculates, they've made it half of the way because then sperm have to swim up through the vagina, in through the cervix, up through the uterus, into the fallopian tubes where they'll find the egg. Again, most of us are trying to prevent that. But if you think about that, I always find it amazing of like, how do human beings even exist? Because that is a really long way for a little teeny tiny thing. It would be like all of us running an ultra marathon to try and get to our goal. Pretty amazing. I'm a nerd. Like women, the male sexual response is similar. You're usually in a state of no arousal. Something makes you excited. You might get an erection, and if it's appropriate, you might have an orgasm and ejaculate. If it's not appropriate, like if you're in class or if you're doing other sort of things, you'll be like, oh darn, I can't orgasm, and so then it will go back to resolution. Important sort of thing. When we talk about blue balls, that is somebody who is in a really excited state and can't orgasm. It's not going to kill anybody, right? It just means, oh, this is uncomfortable. We don't have that same term for women because we're not fucking babies. And so we just get over it and we're like, oh, well, too bad I can't orgasm right now. And then it goes back to resolution. Yes, blue balls can be painful because you have all of your sperm and stuff getting really excited in your testicles, but it's not going to kill you. You'll just have to be like, oh, now's not a time to orgasm. And I'll just go ahead and let that go away. And then everything calms down and everything is fine. Okay. For male-bodied people, again, chest self-exams are really important to do because men can also get breast cancer. And then testicular self-exams. Testicular cancer is a young man's disease. And so right now, at the prime sort of your life, between 16 and about 24, is when most people are diagnosed with testicular cancer. So right now is the time when most of you should be doing testicle self-exams. There's a video that shows you how to do that. Finally, because we talked about sort of genital cosmetic surgery on women, we should also talk about genital cosmetic surgery on men. Men have also gotten this idea from porn that they should have big giant penises and nice looking balls, whatever that means. And so there are a lot of different sort of surgeries that people can do to enhance sort of their penis or their scrotum. They're somewhat less successful because it is harder to add to functionality than it is to take away. And so when watching the labiaplasty video that's taking away stuff, just cutting stuff off, it's hard to add new sort of stuff that is functional to it. And so it's harder for people to do some genital surgeries on men, but it doesn't stop a lot of people. A lot of them are temporary. Again, I always have to question why. What is the point? If your penis works and all is going well, why mess with it? But some people have some insecurities, again, based on sort of media representations of what a good penis or good testicles look like. Okay. So that is all for this week. Next week, again, we'll jump into talking about beyond sort of male and female typical bodies and go from there. All right. Bye.